Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm.
We're starting off today planting onions. In my previous video, I showed you how we have our own that we grew from start in the 512 seed trays. But they didn't do so good, or at least the sweet Spanish variety didn't. So we had to order about 5,000 from another company, which I can't remember the name of.
And so they come in bunches of, how many's in a bunch?
I have no idea.
Probably, I would say 50 or 75. That's what it looks like. And as you can see, they're nice, but there's a lot of like dead and ugly stuff in there, and we can't plant them as fast as we do if they're in this big ball. So Sammy's going through right now, taking the rubber band off them, and then basically just splitting them apart, getting any ugly stuff off that might get caught up in their hands, and then stacking them in the box nice and neat.
This is kind of why we like to grow our own. We used to get them this way and plant them, but we found that putting them in the 512 seed trays, doing everything ourselves, just made it easier when it came time to plant. But this is just the only option we have right now because of the loss that we had. Some of them are very, very tiny. I don't actually even know if that would grow. I'm gonna put it in.
That.
No?
No. It's too small.
It's funny because the roots themselves actually look dried up, but the tops are pretty green yet. We talked to the company, we told them how long it was gonna be after we got them till we planted, and they said it would be just fine. I would say we got these onions at least a week and a half ago, maybe even over 2 weeks.
Some of them are so nice. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, they don't grow them like we do.
Mm-hmm. I need to grow them like...
As far as I understand from the pamphlet that we got from them, they actually plant these in an actual field, and then they have a special, I don't know what you'd call it, harvester that goes through and digs them up out of the ground. And that's why there's not an exact amount of how many onions are in a bundle, because there's just way too many to count, and it would take them way too long to figure it out.
How do you think they do it, by weight?
I think just the size of the bundle.
The size? They just eye it?
I assume so, but like I said, I don't know. This is a big one right here. That's nice. Okay, so we got one box done of 3.
This is our pile of garbage and tiny little baby ones that we're not using. Dad just brought the Kubota over with the ones we grew in the greenhouse. These are gorgeous, and the onions are beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But there's just not that many of them, as you can see. Probably about half, maybe not even that, of what should be here.
What are you doing?
Garlic field.
Yep, that's what that is.
We gave Frank the task this morning of weed whacking around the whole pasture.
It took him about 2 hours to get the whole thing done. You can see he only got about 2 foot, 1 foot on each side, which is all we needed. Now we can take our big mower through and mow the rest. He did a beautiful job.
Then you can see up the whole other side. Now we're down here to the field. We're gonna load up, get our boxes on.
This is what the flats sit in. Actually, this goes on the other side.
Nope, the other one. No, the other one.
Why? You want it closer?
Yeah.
I am by no means an expert on hay and what nice hay looks like, but if you ask me, I would say this hay looks beautiful.
Right here, we have a field here. We have a field up there, which you can see it. And then another field down below the onion field here. And then across the little ditch there, we have another hay field. What about those ones?
There he won't come out. See?
Wow.
They're so stuck in there.
rooted so bad, you think? Is that the problem?
I don't know what the heck. We should get them out. It's all at the same time.
Stacy.
It's a clown Kubota. Some of a clown car.
We just had to come back for another load of onions. Hap and Graham and Steph's here somewhere. Are transplanting.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
This is all the onions, of our onions that we have left.
These got missed. They're really dry.
In your hand.
It cleans everything
It's
off. Yeah, you
nice.
don't.
Yeah, because they just slide right through.
Oh, that's a
Sammy, Dad, and I are planting. Pap, Steph, and Graham are now working on cleaning the rest of the onions. We did a box. They're now working on this box. And then we have one more to do yet, which totals around 6,000.
Smells so good.
Don't seem like there's as many here. They really don't. They look nicer, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's because you said you bought the smaller ones. Now that I know.
Here we are now the next day, loading truck again for the hometown farmers market. We are just about done. The truck, I don't even think will be as full as it usually is, and that's because we don't have the stuff right now to take. We have a very nice and large variety, but we're missing things like a couple varieties of impatiens, a lot of herbs, and peppers, which would usually fill up all of these shelves. The exciting part is that my Pap, my Graham, and Steph are all down and working on transplanting right now, and I think today they're finally gonna finish, and that'll be done then for the season. Dad pulled all the vine crops out today, and this is it here now for the season for seedlings. Just some thyme, couple peppers, lavender, dianthus, and some impatiens, which, as you can see, these are very, very overgrown. And I'm not even 100% sure we're gonna plant these. Pop's working on the last of the yellow bell, putting them in singles. I think this is either celery or parsley. And then down here is marigolds. The truck is basically loaded at this point, so Sammy, Frank, and I are heading over here to the corn bin. We're gonna get some corn bagged, and then hopefully Sammy and Frank are gonna get down to the high tunnel, the lower one, and get them strung up, because it's time now for their first stringing. And the upper one, it's almost time for them to be tied now the second time.
Always windy.
Yes, every single time we bag corn, we tend to do it when it's very windy.
Or
Or it's
freezing
very
cold.
cold.
Yeah, there's never a happy
Or a light
medium.
snow
is there?
or sprinkle.
Or on the hottest day to where
Everything
you get
sticks to you.
stuck with corn things all over you.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's not fun.
The weather is, the temperature is beautiful right now. It's just,
Yes, if it wasn't windy, it'd be perfect. Logan, what are you doing?
literally, you have no clue.
No, that was you.
Me and Frank never spell. I think I'm Colonel.
We're perfect.
Yeah.
We just got all of them bagged. Frank got almost all of them weighed. He's got like 2 more to go. And then I'm going through tying them. How it works is he brings it right here on the scale. This weight right here is adjusted to 11 pounds. There's 2 20-pound weights on here. Makes it 51 pounds altogether. That way the customer gets an extra pound because we advertise 50 pound. If the bag is light, this will lay on the bottom of this metal bar here. Once it starts getting full, it'll either float to the middle, meaning it's perfect, or it'll hit the top, meaning it's a little bit over full.
More. Thought I had it.
There we go.
Anticipation.
There it goes. So now it's at the top, but hold on, Frank. All you have to do is go like this. Just that little bit already brings it back down to the bottom. So we know that's good. And it's ready to be tied.
Woohoo!
Yay.
This one I could put in the, put back in the bin.
What's that?
This one I can put back in here.
Yeah.
It's a little light.
While Frank and I took the corn out to the market, Sammy got a hold of Steph, and they both came down and tied up the lower high tunnel now. These ones aren't quite as bushy, but they're about just as tall, or very close to as tall, as the upper one, which is fine. Just a little bit different. I don't know if it was a little bit hotter and they shot up. Whatever the case may be, they're doing just fine and they look great. And so it won't be too long. Dad's gonna come through here, just like the upper one, and pull those suckers off. But right now they're still very tiny, so there really isn't too much of a rush. that's what I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.